Hello everyone, and welcome to Victoria's Cantina, where today we're having a look at the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Lando Calrissian 6-inch scale action figure. This review is made possible by Towering Toys. For all your toy and collecting needs and to pre-order brand new figures from Star Wars The Black Series, visit toweringtoys.com. There is a link down below. Alright, so Lando Calrissian. This is a figure that many people, myself included, have really been waiting for to hit Star Wars The Black Series, and I'm really excited that we finally have Lando. Now that being said, hopefully he lives up to the quality Hasbro's been hitting with a lot of their recent releases. Looking at the packaging here, we can see that we have a nice image of Lando down at the bottom. We can see that this is number 39 in the current continuity of 6-inch Black Series figures. Other than that, nothing really too special with the box. What I like about these boxes is that you can store your figures in them. At the back, you get some information about Lando. Once a smooth-talking smuggler, Lando Calrissian changed from a get-rich-quick schemer to a selfless leader in the fight against the Empire. And there's that same image right there of good old Lando. And I gotta say, Lando Calrissian, that's the coolest name in all of Star Wars, in my opinion. Absolutely. So, alright, let's go ahead and get this figure unboxed. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at Lando. Alright, you guys, now here is Lando Calrissian out of the packaging. And first things first, I want to mention that when you first take him out of the packaging, there is this plastic lining inside the cape. And I guess that's just to hold the shape of the cape while it's in the box. That way it doesn't become ruined or anything. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good thing, right? So you just take that out and then boom. So aesthetically speaking, I think that this looks pretty good overall. I do have a few qualms with the figure, but we will go over those in due time. But from a sheer aesthetic standpoint, I think it is pretty good. It gets the job done. All of the necessary elements, like the cape quite obviously, and the costume, all seem to be intact. The proportions of the figure look good. It does look like Lando. But let's take a close-up look at the head. As you can see, it has a pretty good likeness to Billy D. Williams. I mean, certainly when you look at this, it looks like Lando, like I said. I mean, it's a good-looking figure. I do have some problems, though, when you start turning him like this at an angle, in which case I don't think it looks quite as much like Lando. From straight on, it looks really good. I like it, but when you start angling it, I don't know, that just kind of disappears. Like, I know that Billy D. Williams does have a very strong jawline, but this seems like it's maybe a little bit too severe, particularly at the bottom of the jaw. It just looks too broad to me. Again, not horrible, just not quite as good as it potentially could have been. The skin tone, I think, maybe is also a little bit too light. When I was at Comic-Con last year, I saw Lando on display, and I took this photo, and his skin tone looks a little bit darker. Not only that, but the cape also looks a little bit different. So I guess between then and now, they decided to change it up a little bit. But again, this isn't that bad. All the details look pretty good. The paint is pretty good on the face. It looks pretty clean. The eyes are nice, kind of like a brownish sort of color, maybe a little too light. Mustache looks pretty good. Lips. The skin tone looks really good. I mean, other than the fact that it's too light, it does look good. Nice contouring and, you know, from the sculpts and everything. There's a little bit of a dot right there. An excess eyebrow, a little paint defect. Not a huge deal. The hair looks good. It's the right color and everything, and it's painted very nicely. It looks like the way that it looked in the film. And then for the figure, we'll go and take this off. The rest of the costume looks really good. I like the shirt. I think that this is a very interesting looking ball joint right there, but it looks good. It doesn't detract terribly much. It almost looks like a figure art style ball joint there. And the color is really good. It's this very nice soft blue that he had in the film, and I like that quite a bit. The belt looks really good, very nice, very thick. There's some black accenting there at the top of his shirt around the collar, and that is kind of glossy compared to the rest of the shirt. The pants look very nice. It does look a little bit weird here. It does look a little bit weird. I don't know. It just seems like there's a huge gap between the pants right here in the crotch area compared to the hips. So that is interesting. That is a little different from what we've seen before. So very interesting to note. But the pants do look good. They look to be the right color. The boots are nice. A very nice glossy black. And they're a little pointy. I like it. Overall, very good aesthetics. In terms of articulation, you get a ball joint here at the head. And it goes down a little bit, and it goes up a little bit. It doesn't really do anything though. I mean, more than anything else, it's just a swivel for all intents and purposes. You get ball joints here at both of these shoulders. They work very nicely. Same at the elbows. Almost 90 degrees, not quite, but they work pretty well. Here at both of the wrists, you can bend them, you can swivel them. This one on this side, it looks like they both go forward and back. There's the ball joint there at the upper torso. You can swivel it, but it doesn't really go up or down. Both at the hips, he has ball hinging, so those are quite nice. You can get him forward about that much. He has very tight swivels at both of the thighs. Here at the knees, you get your double bends. Very good movement right there. And then for the ankles, you get your typical hinges going up and down, as well as the rocker pivot. So overall, very nicely articulated, definitely in line with everything else that we see in the Black Series these days. The cape itself looks really good. I mean, it kind of does look like something from The Wizard of Oz for some reason. I guess it's that gold color and the texturing in there. I like it. I mean, it gets the job done. I don't know if I would have preferred a soft goods, but this seems to look pretty nice. And the fact that it is removable is kind of cool, because of course in the film Lando did have both his cape on and off. But this is really nice texturing, and I think it has a very nice drape to it. And as far as getting it on the figure, well, you just need to fold his arms down so that they don't hit. It just goes on like that. Very similar to Director Krennic. All in all, I think it looks good. It just, the only thing is, it does kind of hinder his movement a little bit. Same as it did with Krennic. So, I mean, you can pose him like this holding his accessories, but it does restrict him a little bit. Now, in terms of accessories, Lando Calrissian comes with 2 accessories. The first one here is this blaster. It's the same blaster that he had in promotional images from The Empire Strikes Back. I'm not quite sure if he actually used this in the film or not. I know that he did have an Imperial blaster at one point. And this is actually the same one that comes with the Death Squad commander that we previously looked at. The only difference is that they're kind of different colors. The Death Squad commander's is more of a gray color, whereas Lando's is more of a black color. And as far as whether or not he holds it, yep, he can hold it just fine. Just place it into his hand like that. His finger doesn't go around the trigger, but that is sufficient. Lando also comes with this little communicator. This is the same one that he used in Empire when he was on Bespin, and he was alerting everybody to basically abandon ship because the Empire had taken over. And it looks pretty good. The detail on it is pretty nice. You can see there's some metallic gold paint on there, and it looks really good. You can place it in his hand just like that, and he holds it just fine. Purity is not my love. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series, number 39, Lando Calrissian 6-inch scale action figure. Overall, you guys, I'm a fan of the figure. I like it. I think it's a good figure. It's not a great figure, and again, my biggest issue with the figure is the likeness. It's almost there, it's just not quite enough. Skin tone's also a little bit too light, even though it's painted nicely and is a good looking figure. I would probably put the likeness on par with the very first Han Solo that Hasbro did. That was recently re-released in the 40th anniversary line. It has a decent likeness, but it's just not quite enough. I think it's partly a sculpting issue and also partly a paint issue to a lesser extent. But again, I don't want to harp too much on the figure because I do like it overall, and I am very happy to have Lando Calrissian in my collection at last. The overall aesthetics are good. I do like the cape. I think it drapes very nicely on his body, though it does restrict his movement a little bit. The accessories are nice. It's nice that he has the blaster. It's nice that he has the communicator, and the articulation is quite good overall. If you're a fan of the Star Wars 6-inch Black Series line, and even if you just want to get all the main characters, then definitely add Lando to your collection. He is an essential, and this is the first time that we get a 6-inch scale Lando Calrissian, so in that respect, I think it's a good effort, but with a few minor tweaks, he would be so much better. Alright my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If so, do give us a like, do subscribe, let me know your own thoughts down below. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and as always, I'd like to thank you for tuning into Victoria's Cantina. Until next time, bye-bye.